I hate complaining. This advice is for the complainers. I'm not upset with you if you play video games all day or watch Netflix all night. I'm mad at you if you're doing that and you're baffled why you're not making more money and living your dream. If you're happy and content, you've won. But if you're complaining, it means you haven't won yet and you should stop complaining and do something about it instead. Someone I look up to most in the world, tied with you, Dad, is my mother. Hands down.
Gotta make Dad feel good.
Yep.
Dad will be mad.
Hands down, one of the most intriguing thing about my mother is her inability to complain. It's probably one of my favorite traits that she's passed down to me. I find it incredibly attractive, and it's a quality I adore in my wife as well. It's even something I try to instill in my children because I think complaining is ugly. Personally, I don't complain. If you look at my tweets historically, maybe there's 2 or 3 complaints. You'll never catch me complaining about not
well, you know
seeing
what?
my kids.
Put in there, except for the New York Jets, which I complain a lot.
You'll never catch me complaining about not seeing my kids enough or not having enough leisure time, because if I had an issue with those things, I would do something about it. There's no shifting into the complaining zone when I...
Or you know what, and here's an important point, or I would recognize that I have the ability to do something about it, because that's the part.
There's no shifting into the complaint zone when I encounter an issue I'm not happy with. I'm very put your head down when it comes to problem solving. For me, it's about assessing the problem, figuring it out, and then going directly back on the offense. Complaining is defense. To me, the only thing that is acceptable to complain about are the things you can't control, like the unfortunate health of yourself or your loved ones, or some other unforeseen tragedies. I want to clarify, just to set the record straight, if you're complaining about anything, then you need to audit yourself. You can't just go watch House of Cards. You can't play ball all day. You can't go to ballet shows. You got to work to fix it.
I want you to add stuff.
Yep.
You can't sit there and complain, and you can't sit there and ponder what if I had rich parents, I grew up in a better neighborhood, I made that investment, I went to that school.
You got to work to fix it. There are so many people reading this right now who are complaining. People love to complain because it's easy. Executing to fix those problems, on the other hand, is hard. Look, I understand that many of you have student loans and mortgages and a rough time working 2 jobs while trying to spend time with your family. But are you happy? If you are, then you've won because you don't actually have anything to complain about. The real problem is that there's so many millions of people who are unhappy and are just sitting around complaining, playing Madden for hours, and not actually trying to solve the very things they're complaining about.
And I want to paint a couple more pictures.
Yep.
Playing Madden for hours, or having their 18th dinner with their other complaining friend and complaining back and forth to each other. Like one big goddamn fucking game of seesaw complaining. But keep the fucking part out.
Keep the fucking down. In today's world, we're so ingrained to expect instant gratification.
By the way, real quick on that, right? Like that is like I can literally think of family members and friends right now who like literally have like that 1 or 2 person in their lives, and like that's their entire friendship. Their entire friendship is predicated on they go out every 6 weeks and they literally ping pong back and forth about how much they hate their sister-in-law and how much they got screwed by their mom.
It's probably
right?
cathartic in a way, though.
No, it's not cathartic. It's enabling. Like it's enabling the bad behavior. Like friends have, people have. Yeah. I mean, listen. Everybody should dump their stress out. I believe in therapy. I believe in a great HR department. I believe in all that stuff. But it's actually enablement. It's like people have friendships predicated on the enablement of negativity.
Yeah, I guess the whole friendship is based on that.
Do you know how, dude, that's how I set it up. That is how I set it up, Zach.
It is.
Go ahead.
In today's world, we're so ingrained to expect instant gratification and that our problems...
By the way, real quick, on the counterpoint to your point, like my mom is absolutely the person that once every 3 years where I have to dump something, that's where I go, and she to me. So it can be the foundation of a great friendship. But I'm telling you, like this is like, I've been like observing, like all this traveling has allowed me to not only peep at people's phones, but like fucking, it's unbelievable if you like really get your nosiness into somebody's conversation. Like an ungodly amount of percentage is, I got screwed.
Yeah.
It's like everybody got screwed.
I see those texts on the bus.
Including, by the way, I got screwed. I got into a rich family and I'm not that hungry and I don't know what it's like and my parents spoiled me too much. I mean, it's like literally you can make up anything for anything. Born with nothing, complain. Born with everything, complain. All right, go ahead.
Patience is real, and so is hard work. Sometimes that hard work might not even be as terrible as you think. Need money? We live in a 24/7 world where you can make money in your underwear. Think about it. If there's one thing I want you to learn from reading this, it's that complaining has zero value. Looking at the negative, seeing the glass as half empty, and complaining are some of the biggest wastes of time a human being can engage in. Instead, tackle the problem head on. Assess it, see what you can do about it, and then do just that. Woe is me is truly one of the biggest things that can stand in the way of success, both professionally and personally. So that's the end.
Love it. What are we gonna title it? A complaint about complaining?
I hate complaining.
I hate complaining.
Complaint about complaining.
Yeah. I don't know. We couldn't think of it.
The only thing I'll ever complain about is complaining.
Yeah, I love that. One of the few things
Ooh, back at it again.
One of the few. How about one of the few things I complain about? Complaining.
Yeah.
Got it?
We need Facebook copy too. Right?
Yep.
My Facebook copy, and this is, if there's truly one move that I've seen that's held back my friends and families, my friends, contemporaries, and family, it's complaining. Please read this article carefully.
Cool. And for being
And then a whole separate thing, and make sure that actually leave it at that. BSU.
BSU, we have complaining is defense, complaining is unattractive, complaining is easy, executing is hard. If you're happy and content,
Complaining is easy, executing is hard.
Cool.
Is that yours? Nice, congrats. Are we done?
Yep, we're
cool.
done.
Now to you guys, this is like, we need to title this like content on content on content, the infrastructure of a true strategy. Look, I'm so proud of what is just transpiring here. It just hit me as I turned to you guys. I've created a couple of pillars, right? This complaining was, I guess, I don't know, part of a Daily V or an episode of,
A bunch of different things.
just a bunch of, right? So like the thought of having Daily V and the Ask Gary V show that we're about to film, and we were about to, but then I said, Stefan, put the camera on this. This is literally in motion, the strategy, which is when you have something at the top, and this is something all of you need to think about, especially if you start allocating resources to it, because for 7 or 8 years, I made content by myself. There was not all of these attractive and smart people. It was just me doing my thing. But if you're lucky enough to take the next step, and so many of you have emailed me and said that you want to have your D-Rock, you want to have your India, you've got dollars, you realize taking home an extra $40,000 might not be worth it if you want to make more money in long term, you want to start investing. My number one thing is, I don't think that I talk enough about my strategies. I kind of talk about my work ethic, and I don't talk enough about my brain. This is something I brought up like a year or two ago and didn't do anything about it, so here I am. This is strategy. Me understanding that if I made an investment to core pillars, the Ask Gary V show and Daily V, that then I could empower my team to consume that, see what is the content of the moment, and then create content around it. So what you just saw, you've heard me talk about, but this is how we do it. Usually on the phone, because I'm traveling a bunch, but you just saw, this is how an article's made. All those words are things that I've said, synthesized by the team down with grammar and commas and some leeway. Then you see I listen, I tweak it, I alter it, we come up with a copy, we come up with a picture I'll put on Instagram that links to it, we come up with the titles and the Facebook copy. What's even more crazy is that is our normal content on content creation. Look what just happened. I just made a third piece of content. The content of the show and all the content, created the article, now I'm creating this content. This is meta cubed, not even squared. So what you just saw is my attempt to continue to create new content for you guys. This is kind of a glimpse into our process of how we take what we do in the show and turn it into articles. So many of the big podcasters out there that I've been on the shows of, when I audit their content, right? Pat Flynn, Lewis Howes, some of the, Art of Charm, they're not producing enough, in my opinion, articles that they could be doing all day long. All my interviews alone could have been 4 medium pieces. One clip could have been a SoundCloud clip. Another clip of my audio for 3 minutes could have been turned with some visual on top of it. And so I believe that there are clearly 2 to 7, and that's such an arbitrary number, but enormous amounts of content that are coming from the big piece of content that sits on the top, and it's the hacking of the mothership content into micro content. I mean, even if you look at GIF, even though I know people want to call it, we're stunned when it's GIF. If you look at GIF or GIF, however you want to call it, structure, right? Almost all of that content comes from bigger pieces of media. that was just like chopped, funny, and then a lot of times, look at the success of all our content on Facebook. Our 20 million organic reach, 2 videos that we've had in the last, well, actually one was made for it, my little college rant, but the other one was a minute 30 for my Shah interview. Like, there is so much more opportunity, and there's not an accident behind the fact that my Facebook fan page has gone from 500 to 725,000 fans literally in the last 3 weeks. Let's put that into context. All the years, 5, 6, 7 to get to 500, and the last 3 weeks to grow 50%. It's our understanding of how do we do video content, captioned properly, and all stuff like this that has led the way. So I hope you enjoyed a little look behind the curtain. I hope you take a step back and think about, I'm doing this one thing, or how do I create a weekly podcast, a daily video show that can lead to micro content, to other pieces of content, what I would call sawdust. I'm fascinated by sawdust. The byproducts of what you do, right? The byproduct of cutting 2x4s leads to sawdust. Somebody realized one day, let me package that up and sell it. I'm fascinated by that. Figure it out for yourself. Cool, all right, cool, let's do the show.